Hey pals, it's kyepha here. Now, if you follow me on DeviantArt, you know that I make Fakemon. Recently, I finished my first regional fake decks, the RataRaise decks. It's only 62 Fakemon long, but it's still an accomplishment of mine. Now, out of those Fakemon, I have my top 10 favorites that I want to share with you guys. Okay, now I know that not everyone can relate to this list, but before we get started, I just want to let you know that I've got a link to my DeviantArt gallery with all the RataRaise Pokemon below in the description, so please check them out if you're interested and even let me know what your favorites are. So without further ado, here are my top 10 favorite RataRaise Fakemon. Number 10. Wizzery. Wizzery is one of those Fakemon that have stuck with me since the very beginning of my ROM hacking journeys that I started around 2010, so it's been part of me for very long. I saw the opportunity to make artwork for it and I was very excited. When I finally drew Wizzery for the RataRaise decks, I was so happy with how it turned out at the time. Now I wouldn't be so keen on it, but regardless, I love Wizzery, I love its design, I love the idea I had for it, and it's been with me for as long as I remember, so it's one of my favorites for that reason. Number 9. Hexora. Hexora is actually a fan favorite as well. Hexora is one of those Fakemon that I also had from way back when I was starting the concept development for RataRaise back in 2015. It was initially going to be part of a Pokemon hack I was making in 2016 called Pokemon Hollow. However, that project flopped after I joined Azurite and put my attention towards that. When starting the RataRaise decks, I saw the opportunity to put Hexora in, and I even made a pre-evolution for it called Shrotush, and a very unique evolution method for it as well that involves a sort of fusion of two Fakemon. Number 8. Power. For those of you who don't know, Power and Partial, its pre-evolution, are based on the Power Shell in New Zealand. Power is a name that refers to power, since it's the powered up evolved form of Partial. Power is one of my favorite designs in the RataRaise decks. I love its colourful shell, and when creating the artwork I had a lot of fun creating the sort of reflective nature that shell had. Devising its name as well as its pre-evolved form's name was also a lot of fun of the creation process for me. Number 7. Macintor. Macintor is one of those interesting Fakemon where I want to continue growing it and growing it with multiple forms. The idea behind Macintor is that it's a computer that has developed through the Aether Foundation through a special software that soon became its hardware. It has a personality and it has power, and it also has a link to the special legendary Pokemon Cosmog, Cosmoem, Lunala, and Solgaleo. Now, Macintor is one of those Fakemon I really want to continue with, and I'm really looking forward to showing you what I have in store for Macintor in the future. Number 6. Stellasulin, aka UB Translucent. Stellasulin is the second Ultra Beast I've ever designed, and also the second Ultra Beast that appears in the RataRaise region, alongside Salacanard and Glomuta X. Stellasulin is a design that I modelled after Celesteela. It even got its name sort of derived from the same sort of sound that Celesteela has, with Cella becoming Stella and Stella becoming Sulin. Stellasulin is one of the only glass types that I have. A glass type is a type that I made specifically for my series of regional Fakadexes. And so it's one of those OG Fakemon that have kind of started a history of my fake types. It's very interesting. I didn't know how I was going to approach the design, but looking at it now I love it even more, and the artwork came out really nicely, especially for such an early design and for such an early art style I had at the time. Number 5. Mamoa. Mamoa is one of the originally meant to be fossil Pokemon, or fossil Fakemon from the RataRaise decks. Eventually, RataRaise didn't have any true fossil Pokemon, but it is up there with this sort of prehistoric theme. The moa is an extinct animal from New Zealand, and Mamoa is a mix of the white or albino kiwi and the moa. So its name, Mamoa, comes from the Māori words ma and moa, ma meaning white, in order to represent its sort of albino theme. Number 4, Lunio. Oh, I love Lunio. Lunio is a ordinary Pokemon, and it's the counterpart to Solini. Lunio has a link to the mythical Monimphina, but Lunio and Monimphina do not have any sort of evolutionary bond or family bond. They don't link anyway genetically per se. Lunio is one of my most popular designs. Not a fan favorite, I would say, because not many people talk about Lunio, but Lunio is definitely one of the more well-received designs and was my most liked design for quite a while. So I love Lunio for just the reason that it's cute. I modelled it after Cosmog and that colour scheme and stuff, and I absolutely love Monimphina. Monimphina was the second Fakemon I ever uploaded to DeviantArt. It is not up there anymore because I've deleted some of my old art, but Monimphina, Lunio, I'm sorry, it's just one of the best designs I've ever created, and I love it so much. Number 3, Jackete. Jackete is quite a peculiar Fakemon. Jackete is kind of modelled after the Mimikyu idea. Mimikyu is a ghost fairy type that has a rag to hide its true form, because if anyone sees its real self, they will die from shock of its ugliness. Now, Jackete kind of follows the same idea, except it's sort of modelled after Halloween. It is a normal ghost type, and it does hide its true self with a rag. Clothcoven, who is going to be shown in the next regional Fakedex that I create that will be starting to upload next year, evolves into Jackete. So it's kind of like this little creature that is getting bigger, so it needs to get another rag and hide itself, and it's kind of a cool idea that I'm playing with. I might extend on Jackete's evolutionary line in the future, but as for now, it is where it is, and I'm happy how it is. I think it's just one of those neat ideas, and Ghost Normal isn't really a type that you see every day, so I'm glad I could make a fitting design for it. Number 2, Rogarine. Rogarine has an interesting backstory to its design and why it looks the way it does. Now, initially I wanted a koi fish Pokemon, so I had my mind set on creating a water fairy type. I didn't have a name at the time, but when I was creating Rogarine, I had all these different designs and concepts that didn't really work out, and I wasn't really happy with them. So one day I came across this sprite on Instagram, and someone was claiming it to be a brand new Pokemon. I was very intrigued, very excited, very gullible, and started sharing it with everyone. I eventually found out that this sprite was actually just Vigoroth's party sprite turned like 90 degrees. Yeah. And what I did, I actually drew it before I knew this, thinking it was like this fish, this weird fish, and I created it and I was like, oh my god, that looks so cool. And I was showing everyone, I was like, look, this is my artwork for the brand new Pokemon that someone just leaked. And everyone was telling me like, no, that got debunked like a week ago, and I just did not get the memo. So I decided to put it into my Fakedex. I redrew it because my initial drawing wasn't amazing. So I redrew it and put it in my Fakedex, and it actually became a fan favorite. A lot of people enjoy it. As well as Hexora, Rogarine got a special form in the RataRaised extension where it fuses with a Pokemon that I named Kyepha. Now, that does sound very self-inserty, but Kyepha was originally going to be called Cassiety, but no one would really get the reference because it's very personal to me and my family, mostly me and my sisters. So, yeah, I called it Kyepha, just sort of like a self-insert thing. I was just having some fun. But anyway, Rogarine is like one of my all-time favorites for that reason. I find it so funny, and every time I look at Rogarine, I'm like, it's just this big tease all along. I even included it in my April Fools saying that Rogarine was going to get this big form change and things, and of course I didn't really fool anyone because I was trying to make it look like a peer to get the peer badge. Aside from that, Rogarine did eventually get a form, and turns out everyone else was the fool in the end. But yeah, absolutely love Rogarine. And number 1, Kokobee. Kokobee was the very first design I created for RataRaise, and for any of my Fakemon in the National Fake Dex series. Kokobee has gone through the most design changes as well, has the most artwork created for it, so let's say it is basically my mascot. It's even my mascot for this channel and my DeviantArt page. It's my mascot pretty much everywhere. Kokobee is a very interesting design because it's supposed to be a coconut. Originally it was a coconut with just a little palm tree sprouting from it, so it was a sapling. And I think it is still the sapling Pokemon. I think I did change it to the coconut Pokemon. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check that. But originally it was just the sapling Pokemon that would evolve eventually into a palm tree. So now it's a coconut, and I've had so much fun kind of playing with the idea that Kokobee is this little seed that changes depending on which region it is in. So Kokobee has regional variants in every single region, and so far I have created 3 variants. That's right, 3. I have only announced 2 regions. I've got the RataRaise region and the Feligo region coming next year, but it will appear in a 3rd region, which I've started planning for. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it's years away. I wouldn't say years away, probably like 2 years away. But so yeah, my current Kokobee that I've got, that is my profile picture, and I've also made a party sprite for it. It's in my channel art. That is the 3rd Kokobee, and I'm very excited for you guys to see what else I have in store for Kokobee in the future, because it's not always going to be this little cute coconut. Like, it will always have a different personality. It can be totally whatever you want, and that's why I think it makes the perfect mascot, because eventually there will be a Kokobee for everyone to enjoy. So that is all, folks. Thank you so much for watching my top 10 RataRaise Fakemon. I know it's a very indifferent video, and I didn't actually script talking about each of the Fakemon. It was all from the heart. It's the kind of content that I like to see when people kind of make off-script rambling, sort of podcasty sort of things. I really like watching that content, so I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Please remember to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, so I know what you guys want to see. Leave a comment below telling me what your favorite Pokemon on my list, or Fakemon on my list, was, and please check out all my other Fakemon in RataRaise, and even all my other galleries if you really want to, and let me know which Fakemon of mine you enjoy the most. Subscribe to my channel as well for more content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.